Hi, this is Katie Hunter for MMA UK. I'm here with the big slow, Luke Barnatt. Hi,
What's
Luke.
happening, Katie? You all right?
Yeah, how you doing?
Not bad, not bad. Not so sunny in Spain at the moment, but life's still good.
I bet it's better than -4 that we've got here.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Just a little clouded over today. We had 20, 21 this week, but yeah, started to get a bit bad today.
Okay, don't show off. Well, first of all, face to face, I just wanted to say congrats that you're going to be a dad soon.
Oh yeah. June, got a baby girl on the way. Thank you very much. Yeah,
How
stuff.
exciting, yeah. I guess like that must give you even more to fight for. And not that you need added motivation.
It's weird because that's I always heard people say about that, like, oh, I'm fighting for my kids, and I would think the same thing. Well, why do you need added motivation if you're not fighting for yourself?
Yeah.
But like, it does. It definitely gives you like. It sounds like weird. Definitely get like more of a reason. It's a weird thing to say, explain. I don't, but yeah, I feel it. I mean, that baby's not even here yet, and I feel like I'm more driven than I've ever been because now I've got someone to provide for.
That's lovely, really lovely. And obviously, you've got a big fight coming up on February the 15th against Jorge Gonzalez. Tell us about that fight.
Yeah, I think it's February 16th in Warsaw, Poland.
Yeah.
They said taking on Jorge Gonzalez. They call him George.
Right.
I don't know why, but they call him George. So Jorge George Gonzalez. He's a Mexican guy, but he trains out at King's MMA. And obviously, I know the guys over at King's pretty well, with that being the home of Kelvin Gastelum and a couple of good friends of mine. So he doesn't have a huge amount of content online to watch and like study.
Right.
He's 14-4, but all of his fights, including his losses, have all finished in the first round. So he's never seen a second round. Very explosive fighter, comes forward, heavy-handed, dangerous guy.
Yeah.
So for me at light heavyweight, it's a real test. It's a real good fight for me. And now with ACA, no longer ACB, now called ACA, as they've merged with ACMA, it's a good new start to the year and a great fight for me.
Yeah, well, obviously your last fight, I know you felt very robbed by the decision, and is it an even more bitter pill to swallow that they've made him the main event fighting for the title on the same card as you?
I asked for it. So when I found out he was fighting for the title, I asked to be on the same card as him.
Wow,
okay. Whoever I've got. So I wanted to be there because I'll be in Poland. He's from Poland, Karol Zielinski, the guy you're talking about.
Yeah.
So once I finish this fight and I win by knockout, then I'll be calling Karol Zielinski's name for sure. He's the only name on my list. I hope he wins. He wins the title, and then I'll be next in line. That's how I'm looking at it. And
yeah.
Look, it's been a long process. I haven't fought. That was in June last year. This fight's going to be February, so would have been 8 months or something in total since that fight. So it's been a little bit of time. I still feel like I won that fight. I still think that I was robbed. And I think I put the little video on Instagram. You can see his reaction to the fight. He didn't think he won the fight. His team know he didn't win the fight. ICB know he didn't win the fight. So I feel like it's only fair to give me that fight. So whatever happens after this fight, when I win, if he wins, if he loses, he's next for me. I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about the title. I just want to fight Karol Zielinski. That's all I care about.
You just answered all of my next questions, actually. Yeah, I was wondering, would you rather he wins so that you can take the belt off him? That's got to be the best revenge, right?
Definitely, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it is, when it is, how it happens. That's the only fight I care about for me at the moment. With the title's great and all that sort of stuff, but I want that fight back because I feel like I won. I had, going into the fight, I had to deal with quite a lot of stuff, and I managed to get through it all, get past it, get to bloody Australia, which is miles away, fight the guy, feel like I won. So I overcome loads of little mountains in my life and hills in my life, and then it got taken away from me. So it was more everything around the fight, and that I'm not going to go into it, but I had a lot of injuries and loads of stupid stuff. I ended up doing my camp in Las Vegas because one of my teammates wanted to try out for the Ultimate Fighter, so I didn't have my team around me. There was a lot of little obstacles, but and I overcome them all. I won the fight, and then the decision was given to him. So that's what hurt the most, and the way he reacted to it. and get, like you said, he's getting a title shot off of a fight that he didn't even win. I don't feel sits very well with me. So I think for ACA, the right move to do after this fight, whatever happens, is it should be me and Karol Zelensky next. Whatever happens.
Did anyone from ACA or ACB at the time speak to you about the result? You know, I know Dana always comes out and says when he doesn't agree with a decision. I just wondered if they spoke to you.
I spoke to everybody. You know, like I was really quite vocal about it, and I went.
Yeah.
You know, I asked a lot of people's opinions, a lot of people in the sport, and the owner of ACB at the time, like you said, Marabek, we had a conversation about it, but he had been criticized changing results and all this sort of stuff. So he said, for the best of the promotion, like looking at the whole picture, not just my fight, can't get involved, which I agree with. I think that's the right thing to do, and I think he made the right decision. Still think I should have been paid for my win bonus, which is one of the things I argued with him, which never ended up happening. But you know, I've got a good relationship with ACB over there, especially with Ibrahim and a few of the guys. And now I've got this fight, so I'm kind of just putting that all behind me, win this fight, and then I get my revenge at some point.
Yeah. So I know that ACB always used to have 5 judges, which I always thought should lead to a fairer outcome. Have ACA got 5 as well?
I haven't asked. I'm guessing so. I'm guessing so moving forward.
Yeah.
But they have a slightly weird system. They don't allow draws, so they have 5 judges.
Yeah.
And if somehow it ends up being a draw, it comes down to the head judge, I believe, to make a decision on who they think won.
Yeah.
Or the referee, I can't remember. But in my case against Zelensky, the judge, you know, they were all over the place. If you look at the judges' scorecards, they were all over the place. So it was a very funny fight to happen. But it's not the first time. Listen, I've had 20 professional fights, lost 6 of them. 4 of them I've lost have been split decisions, and 3 of the split decisions I lost I don't agree with. I think I won those fights. You know, 2 in the UFC that I had, 1 against Sean Strickland in Germany, I definitely won. That's one Dana came out and said that he thought that I won. 1 against Roger Navarez in Texas, the split decision that I think I won, and then this one against Karol Zelensky that I think I won. So there's 3 fights there that, you know, so. But records are not important to me, you know. I just want to keep fighting and doing my thing. But I've had my fair share of controversy in that regard, you know.
So does it give you like a lack of faith in the judges, and does it make you even more determined to finish fights so that it's just taken out of their hands?
It has to be, you know, like the system, the MMA system is not great for the judges. It doesn't matter how hard you work and what you do. And Dana always says it, and UFC always says it, don't leave it in the hand of the judges. I wish I could, but you can't. And
not always possible,
in all those other fights, I've tried to finish the fights as well. It's not like I'm running away. I'm not the sort of fighter to do that. But, you know, it's tough in there. The other guy's trying to win too, so you can't just go in there and run through everybody. In Jorge Gonzalez, my next opponent, I don't think we're going to have to worry about the judges. He's never been to a judge's decision, never been out the first round. So I expect him to come very hard in the first. And, you know, I can't see it going any longer than that.
So your prediction is you're going to knock him out in the first round?
First round finish, yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to that. So moving on, I just wanted to talk a bit about your transition to light heavy. I think you were the tallest middleweight in the UFC that they've ever had and still ever had from the stats that I've looked at. So it must have been a tough cut, even though you are naturally like slender frame. You said that you were taking 2 years to properly transition to light heavyweight. How far through that process are you?
I'd say about 6 months, 8 months into the process. I still have a long way to go to be a real light heavyweight. I did middleweight for, I think I had would have been 9 amateur fights and 16, so however many that is, it's going to be about 25 fights at middleweight. I'm 6'6", like you said. I'm actually the tallest middleweight in the world. Me and Kevin Clove were the joint guys, you know, with the same size. But making the transition to light heavyweight, my body is so used to cutting that weight. You know, my body is just so conditioned into doing it. I diet very hard with the rest of it, but my body just drops weight so quickly because of I spent 9 years doing it, you know, and forcing my body. I should have been a light heavyweight a long, long time ago. But when you find success with something, you just keep going and keep going and keep going. But I'd say I'm about 6-8 months into the transition. That's why I took so much time off for this fight, because when I fought Karol Zielinski the first time, I weighed in at 93.5 kilos, and I fought him at 94.5 kilos. So there was a kilo cut for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still think I won, you know, and I didn't. There was a lot of things up against me in that fight. Now I'm sitting at about 99 kilos. Since then, like I did the last training camp with Alexander Gustafsson and Ilia Latifi, two of the best light heavyweights in the world, and I could test my frame and my skill set against those guys, you know, and training with them. I know I got a bit further to go physically. So I think 2 years or a year and a half now down the road, that's kind of my marker. I'll go back to All Stars, do a camp with Alex, see how I fare physically, you know, and if I can deal with Alex and Ilia physically, I know I'm at the right stage in my light heavyweight career, but I'm not there yet, you know. So I'm transitioning bit by bit. I'm still very competitive at light heavyweight, but when you're talking about the top end, top tier guys, I know I'm not there yet. You know, I'm not stupid. I've got a little bit of work to do. I have hired a strength and conditioning coach out here in Spain, a guy called the Body Mechanic Sid over at Mike's gym. I'm in with him 3 times a week, working very, very hard. So, but it takes time. You know, when you're doing everything, especially I'm doing everything naturally and properly and the way you're supposed to do it, and it takes time. Putting on the weight is not easy, you know.
Yeah, and I know you even had to stop doing. You were experimenting with the carnivore diet, but you just kept losing weight on it.
Yeah, I did the carnivore diet for about a month, and I lost a lot of weight. I kept muscle mass, but I do intermittent fasting, and I try loads of different ways. But now I just need to lift and eat, and you can't do only meat. You know, a lot of carbs, a lot of starch, and just eating. But I'm training my body to be able to do that as well. Because for me to eat, I'm not a breakfast guy. I don't like waking up and eating a big breakfast.
Yeah.
I have to force myself to just put on the weight. Because you know, so it's an easy, good problem to have, eating. You know, so it's the opposite of being a middleweight and having not to eat, which is starvation. But it's tough. It's definitely a full-time job.
Are you an advocate of bringing in a 195 weight class?
For me, it'd be the perfect weight class. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
195 would be absolutely perfect for me. There'd be a lot of killers in that weight class as well. A lot of light heavyweights could make that class. A lot of middleweights could make that class. But there's not enough top quality light heavyweights for me to really think that that's
properly
worth
campaign for it.
It'd be great for me personally, and I can think of a few other fighters: Luke Rockhold, Yoel Romero. You know, those sort of people. Ilia Latifi would be another one. Great, but it's not really there. You know, there'd be like, you're just going to saturate the light heavyweights. There's not going to be as many of them, and it's going to struggle. You know.
Yeah. And obviously, we spoke at the beginning about the fact that you're in Spain, which is where you live now. You've got a lovely gym out there, and I've actually trained with you before on one of your summer camps, and I know you've got a couple more coming up this year. Do you want to tell us about those?
Yeah, so like you said, you came out for one of them. We do a couple a year every May and October. We do MMA camps. We call it a summer camp, even though it's not in the summer, but it's still like 28 degrees out here in Spain.
It's summer out there, yeah.
It's summer out here. But I've had a lot of flack for that, calling it a summer camp. But yeah, so we have one. Basically, it's me and Brad Pickett. We run a 4-day camp. So you come out here for 4 days. We put you through 2 sessions a day, quite intense, hard workouts. And we cover all the ranges. So we do groundwork, wrestling, stand-up, mixed fighting. And then we try and make it fun as well. So I think the year you came out, we went to a pool party.
Yeah.
The last one we just had, we had a lot of guys from Liverpool come, from Dean Garnett's camp. We all went out and stayed up for the Conor McGregor-Khabib fight and watched that. You know, it's just a nice vibe. And this year, I believe we're doing it May 4th.
Yeah.
And we're also looking at putting on a fight show the same weekend as well. So it'll be the first fight show I've done here in Malaga.
Oh, wow.
So the guys will come out for the camp, and then we'll go to a fight show on the Saturday night. I'll have about 15 of my team fighting. So it'll be a very, very busy weekend for me. But it'll be like a great all-in-one package. So you get the summer, you get MMA, you get a fight show, and you know, you get to train with me and Brad as well. So it should be good.
And where can people find out more information about that?
It's always on my Instagram, which is @Luke Barnatt, or if you go directly to the website, it's It's called Mind, Body and Soul MMA. You spell soul SOL for the Costa del Sol, because I think I'm some sort of wordsmith, although it's quite simple. But Mind, Body and Soul SOL MMA.com, and it's got all of the information about the camp and everything. So if anyone's interested in doing it, or just message me on Instagram, and I'll always respond.
And it's such a reasonable price for 4 days, 2 sessions with both of you guys, ex-UFC fighters, current ACA fighter. It's incredible value, and flights from England are so cheap, especially if you book now.
You can pick up flights for 60 quid and get out here, you know. So I think realistically, if you're going to book, it's like £100. Look at £100 flight. Everything in Spain is cheap. It's pretty much a third world country here, so everything's cheap as chips. You know, nice and easy. So yeah, getting out here, and once you're here, everything's cheap, easy, and you're getting great training. So it is a really, what I'm trying to do with the camps and with my gym in general, it's literally Barnatt is the name of the gym. It's like a cheap alternative, European alternative to going to Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand, or going to, you know, these super camps that people are doing, or going to America or whatever. You can just hop on a plane, 2.5, 3 hours, get over to Malaga, you have the sunshine, good quality MMA, and it's, you know, so it's along those lines. We're still building into that, but that's the end goal, you know, to be like a destination training camp.
Yeah. And what level do people have to be to come out and train with you?
Any level. We do from complete beginners. I've got 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds training my MMA class, to professional fighters. We just had Jay Cuccinello in the Ultimate Fighter. So he's trained at my gym as well, because he lives out here in Malaga. So if you're featherweight, lightweight, bantamweight sort of weight, he's a great partner for you to come out and learn off. If you're a bit bigger, middleweight, welterweight, like heavyweight, obviously you've got me, Daniel Jacare, who's out here as well, who's a Spanish fighter that fights for ACA as well. And we have so many visitors come through the place, like UFC caliber. At the moment, we're looking at organising a seminar with Frank Mir as well, to get him over. So he's going to be doing a seminar at the gym, hopefully May sort of time. So you can look out for that as well.
Amazing. So that people can find all that on your Instagram now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And just before I let you go, I had a chat with John Maguire last night.
Right.
He's obviously got a fight coming up against Brad Wheeler, two proper Cage Warriors veterans. Obviously, John's UFC vet as well. Prediction for that fight?
I think, really, obviously, John's one of the best mates, and we've been training forever, so I'm obviously going to pick John. But the way I see the fight is like I see every John Maguire fight. You know, I think Brad Wheeler is dangerous, comes forward, doesn't give two fucks. He will just come and try and throw, and he's very, very dangerous, which is the way to beat John. Put him on the back foot, get him intimidated, and get in his face. But it's going to be a single leg and a Kimura. There's no other way the fight's going to go. First round, Brad's going to come in, try and hit hard, going to get taken down, and Maguire on the ground is a different class. He's an absolute. What I would really like to see from John now is I'd like to see him get involved in the sort of Palhares and these sort of grappling events. There's a new one coming, I think, Battleground, I think it's called.
Yeah, Battle Grapple.
Battle Grapple, sorry, Battle Grapple. These sort of things, they should be looking for John Maguire, because he's such an elite level of grappling, especially in no-gi.
Yeah.
You know, if you go back, I don't know how many years it is now, maybe 4 years ago or 3 years ago, he fought Andy Roberts, a very, very high-level black belt in England, in a grappling match in the cage, and Kimura'd him in, I don't know, I might get it wrong, but 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and Andy Roberts was the man. He's a great jiu-jitsu guy. And John, an MMA guy, coming in 3-4 years ago, subbed him pretty easy. So he has that level. And I've trained all over the world, some of the best people in the world and all the rest of it. And John gives me more problems on the ground than most of them. So he definitely needs to start moving towards that avenue, as he's getting on a little bit now, all right? I don't just a little bit. So he's got a lot more fight left in him, a lot of fights left, but I'd like to see him start transitioning and doing some of that grappling as well.
That grey hair says he's a bit older than his Sherdog profile.
Yeah, his Sherdog and his Wikipedia, I think he edits them. Same as Jack Mason, they're both telling lies.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for your time, Luke, and best of luck. We'll all be rooting for you on the 16th of Feb in Poland. Where can people watch it?
I believe now, thanks, by the way, I believe they have a pay-per-view platform.
Yeah.
So if you go on ACA.com, I think it's like £3 or something
Okay.
like that. It used to all be on YouTube, but now they do it pay-per-view platform on ACA.com. Again, check out my Instagram, and I'll be posting fight week about how you can watch the fight. But I'm pretty sure it's about £3 or £4 pay-per-view online, ACA.com.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for your time, Luke.
Nice
Best
one,
of
Katie.
luck.
See you soon. Yeah, take
Cheers.
care.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
bye.